And welcome to the Cleve, Loveland Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland. You look up and down your street, chances are one of those rooftops. My family helps sell it, buy it, or manage it as an investment property. We have been selling real estate all over Central Florida, and I've been doing this radio show. I can't find anybody else in the nation. I think we are the longest running in the nation, giving you all of your real estate news every Saturday for the last 25 years. We've got Bruce Woodburn with us, the Lone Ranger. We're going to talk about interest rates because he's got the money, what's going on with that. And also, I've got some big news here I want to dive into, then we'll bring Bruce in. Lawrence Yun, super genius with the National Association of Realtors, chief economist, always knows what's going on. He literally does have a crystal ball that works, talking about how all around the country, homes are selling on average in less than 3 weeks. And everybody's question, could it all crash? He says, no, not likely. Current housing cycle is very different. We don't have risky subprime mortgages that overstretch budgets. Banks and mortgage brokers and government regulators demand that loan-to-value ratios and debt-to-income ratios and income documentation meet guidelines before a mortgage is approved. Right there.
Praise the Lord for that one.
Key effort there. Supply. Leading up to the housing bubble, builders overbuilt. Right now, they can't.
They can't overbuild.
They have supply chain problems. Yeah. So all of this coupled up, this is plus Sleepy Joe giving us inflation. This is what's happening in our market right now. Another big part of Central Florida's market, I always talk about, your individual real estate market. Then we've got the Central Florida market. Then we've got the Florida market. Then we've got the nationwide market. This Central Florida market is driven by people moving here, not really from out of state. That's what the media wants you to, sounds glamorous. But most of it's other Central Floridians buying a bigger house, buying a better house, buying in a different school district, getting something newer, getting something with more land. Other Floridians are coming here also. They're very expensive. The average price in Tampa is about $400,000. Here in Central Florida, it's about $330,000. Average price in South Florida, around $550,000 for a house.
If you can find one.
Yeah. So, and they've got even more stretched inventory there. So,
talk about being a first-time home buyer in Miami or South Florida. That'd be a big challenge.
Yeah, and I assume the FHA limits are higher down there, but they're probably not $550,000.
Well, FHA limits aren't higher. No, there's only one county that you get the benefit of higher limits in Florida, and that's in Monroe County.
Oh, wow.
That's in the Keys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? That's the only place. Those are called high balance loans, and Fannie Mae exceeds the limit a little bit, and so does FHA. Mm-hmm. But not in the rest of your counties. So, but I mean, come on, an FHA loan is still at the highest it's ever been at $343. So that's a pretty substantial amount of house. It's over the average price, so you can still get into a home as a first-time home buyer on an FHA loan. However, you and I are both seeing it becoming more and more challenged because if you're making, even $20 an hour, how do you afford a $350,000 house at $20 an hour?
Takes two people.
Even
it takes
25.
Saving, yeah.
You have to have two people in the household that are working and keeping their debt.
And you got to be smart.
Minimum.
You got to be smart with your money, and you've got to not have $500 a month going to your cell phone bill, and have five iPads in the house. You can't have a $600 lease payment on a new BMW. So all of these things come up, but you will help people if they call you. They want to take that step, and they call you. You'll tell them what they need to do, how much they qualify for, and right now, if they want a great house, I'd say they need to qualify for almost $300,000 if they want to be in the Central Florida metro area.
100%. It is interesting because I ran into a builder yesterday that's building houses up north of Claremont. I think it was it was in Inverness.
Yep.
In Inverness, brand new construction, steel built homes, energy efficient, starting at $199. That's pretty good.
That's the country. Yeah. That is.
But it's going to move in that direction.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody had heard of Claremont, right?
Yeah.
And before that, remember, it was Oviedo. Nobody had heard of Oviedo. Was in the country, right?
Yeah, I moved there when we had one flashing yellow light and chickens. I think the chickens are still there at the stoplight, but
I hope they are.
It's a full blown traffic light now.
I hope they are.
So.
But the first time home buyer the programs are there. Like it's really cool because you'll. My last show that I did on the Lone Ranger Radio on Sunday, I interviewed my son who does first-time home buyer programs. So low down payment for first-time home buyers because he was a first-time home buyer just recently, bought his own home, wants to buy a second home, going through Cleve and I's Leapfrog program. But he was there to help guide you through. But so there are zero money down programs, right? If you're a veteran, you don't have to put any money down.
Easiest one.
Right? Easy. And USDA is 100% financing.
Yep.
Okay. And the rates are really attractive at no money down.
And one thing, back up to VA. I didn't know this. You taught me this years ago. You can have more than one VA loan.
Oh, heck yeah.
There's the second loan might not be zero down. Is that right? There's a little bit of a down
payment? No, it's
payment?
still zero down.
Oh, is it? Okay, but there's ratios?
What happens is a veteran is allotted X amount of dollars. Let's just call it the Fannie Mae limit because that's typically what it is at $550,000, $543,000. So if you had $540,000 available and you bought a home for $250,000, you've only got $260,000 available for your next purchase.
So you might need a down payment, but
well, you wouldn't even need a down payment unless you bought that price. Yeah. But if you bought over that price, then you're required to put down 20% of the amount that you're short. So you can still exceed it.
Oh wow!
You're going to put down. You're going to put down money. But so it's funny because President Trump enacted the Blue Water program, which allowed veterans to exceed the Fannie Mae limit with 100% financing. So I can do VA loans. If you have no outstanding VA loans, you cannot do this if you have any outstanding VA loans right now. But if you have no VA loans outstanding, I can do 100% financing up to $1.5 million.
Wow.
Like that's incredible.
Unbelievable,
right?
yeah.
Now, most of the time we're seeing the veterans putting down 10% on those, but my construction perm loans, I can do a VA construction perm loan with 5% down. I can do an FHA construction perm loan with 5% down.
In construction perm, I'm going to find you the land you want to build on, and then they're going to find a builder and do their plans, and then you have the loan for the whole thing. Covers the lot and the house. Yeah,
absolutely. So you find the lot. If you don't own one already, Cleve and his team will go out and locate a lot for you. And you know what I like about this program right now, Cleve? Because you and I are seeing a lot of frustration with buyers that are just getting outbid. You're up against 5 other offers. It's deflating. And then, okay, so you say, okay, well, why don't we go look at some new construction? Okay. And then you're on a waiting list for the new construction.
Has that eased up? I know you're in builders' offices every week.
It's slightly easing up, but it was interesting because it's eased up about 6%. So, there was some news articles that came out that says the market is making a turn. We're now turning back to a normal market. No, we're not. We're just outrageously seller's market, and now we're less seller's market, but still definitely in a seller's market.
Oh, definitely. I'm still getting multiple offers on everything.
Oh, of course you are.
But the builders haven't said, well, we're releasing 20 lots this month instead of 5.
They can't get the material.
They can't get the materials,
What they're doing right now is they're boarding up the windows until the windows come in. Like I was told that even like D.R. Horton has got an order and it's taking 22 weeks and they've got like 40,000 windows on order on back order.
Oh my God.
Like
wow.
I don't know if that number is correct, but it's a ton of windows.
Yeah.
So they're all struggling with that.
Well, that leads people into the resale market. And when I'm helping my sellers, what's interesting when I might get 10, 15 offers on a house, and I talk to those realtors with the offers, and I ask them these questions. This is why I negotiate the best price. And I talk to these realtors, and I find out, well, they tried writing new construction. They didn't want to wait a year. Right. They tried, this is their third house they bid on. Okay, I'm like, okay, well, this might be my buyer that I get more money out of for my seller. But it's funny. This my job as a negotiator when I list your home to get you top dollar. Now, but buyers, what I have seen some buyers doing is they were shopping to 500. And they're buying my $400,000 listings, and they're like, we're going to make this a palace. They're like, they couldn't find their great home at 500 because they're selling so quick. Sure. So they come down in price, and the house is listed for $399. They're paying $420. They're going, 10. No, what's that? That's 5% over list. And so I'm seeing some of that out there where people are going, all right, we'll make this our own. So, but then you've got,
you can do that. You can
then
do
you've
that.
got the contractor shortage. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I have renovation loans, but I want to get back on track for the construction perm because you and I can help more people that are not looking outside the box, but truly should be. So I just want you to think about this. You're in a multiple offer situation on resale. You're on a waiting list for new construction. All new construction that I know of are in strong HOAs, right?
Yep.
There's no yard. Yep. You have a limited side yard. And if that's your deal, that's great. You can get a small yard. Some people like a small yard. But all those of you that want to put a jet ski in the side yard, a utility trailer, your boat, maybe an RV. You can't do that in these neighborhoods anymore. So now you got to rent an adult storage unit for your RV or your boat. If you are interested in buying a piece of property, a half acre, quarter acre, an acre, 5 acres, whatever, you can help them find that property.
Yep.
Right. And then we can then have time to design their new home. You and I will hook them up with a local builder, custom builder, or semi-custom builder, and they'll build the home for them.
Yep.
And we're good to go. Then you got the house you want on the land you want, and you can do whatever.
No HOA most of the time.
Build it your own way.
Yep. No HOA.
And so, as a matter of fact, I had a construction perm class this week. Great, very successful class. Had a lot of builders, realtors, and clients attend it. Go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com if you want to register for any one of my classes. If you have any questions for the Loan Arranger, you can call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or you can reach Cleve at 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com.
How much time we got?
We've got about 4 minutes.
Okay, I want to talk about prices. All around the country, prices have hit a new all-time high. This is true in Central Florida too, but around the country, record median price of $363,000, up 23% from a year ago. And what this is a lot of the urban markets that had $90,000, $120,000 homes, they've jumped way up because people are leaving the cities. So, but one thing here in Central Florida, this growth is going to keep going. And when the builders fix those supply chain problems and those windows come in, they're not going to go, hey, everybody, we're rolling prices back. It's not Kmart.
No,
it's not Kmart. It's not a blue light special.
Because they're still going to pay higher prices.
Yeah, they still got higher prices. So even if lumber comes down, they're probably just going to, it's going to be absorbed by some other, labor cost probably is the next problem there.
Of course it is.
They can't get labor and people not showing up to work. And real quickly, one last thing here. Let's mention that. I am looking for help in my office. If you want a career in real estate, I'm looking for admin help in my office with marketing, with following up with all of our sellers.
Training people to be a great real estate agent on your team.
I want salespeople too. We got room for another one on our team. And this is not something I do often. I'm a broker, but I don't have a big, massive office with hundreds of agents. I have no idea what they're doing. I have very tight control of my team, and that way our customers get awesome service. So if you're interested in that, call me at 407-352-8118 or go to cleveloveland.com. Bruce?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I think I'm in the same situation you are, and I'm looking for some quality talent right now as well. I'm looking for loan processors. You do have to have some experience for that, but I'm looking for some entry-level people. I'd love it if you are bilingual because I do have a need for that. You know, it's funny. My wife was saying, "Is that discriminating?" I know it's not discriminating. I have a need to assist my clients that are bilingual that struggle with English, and I want to be able to accommodate that need. So if you fit into that bill, if you want to get into my business, if you're a licensed loan officer, I've got the best mortgage company in the business. I can tell you, I can confidently say that. Great team, very efficient, great customer service, and we do a lot of business. So you call me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. We'll get an appointment set up with you.
407-352-8118 for one of the busiest realtors in town and the toughest negotiator for you. We'll be back after this.
You know what? You do. Your team are tough negotiators. I'll tell you that right now. Matter of fact, it's funny. I was thinking about you today. I need to get a hold of Nanette because I've got a past client that we got into a home, went to our Leapfrog program. I took their application yesterday. They're completing it today. I'm doing a cash out refi on their primary so they can go buy another investment property.
Awesome. So let's talk more about that when we get back.
Talk more about that when we come back.